Welcome to my very first official Order in Chaos Online video. It's really weird calling it that, but I've been playing this for so many years. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fish. You can call me Dave. I stream from Canada. I'm an official Game Loft streamer, Mob Crush partner, and all-around mobile game dude guy. I've been playing OAC on live stream for about a year, and it's pretty much the only game I play. I started because I was looking for a legitimate MMORPG, and I didn't want to lose my life, so here I am 4 years later. I put together a bit of a special gift for my first video and a history of Order in Chaos for those who've been here all along, or those who wish they had. Then we'll get into the juicy stuff on Order in Chaos too, and don't forget to stick around to the end. We've got questions and answers for all the secret stuff. Order in Chaos Online is unarguably the greatest achievement in MMORPG history on mobile devices. It arrived in the early days of the App Store when virtually nobody had a smartphone. There were no dungeons, arenas, battlefields, just a vanilla MMO with a 60 cap, some open world PvP, and that's about it. It looked great, played on almost everything, and I'm sure Gameloft didn't even know how good it would become, but eventually it was a full-fledged MMO. With all the features like a PC game. It started with Relic's Key, the first dungeon. 4 men got together, or women, and they fought bosses for epic loot, and we started with our tier gear. Tier 1 started with this very dungeon. They upped the ante in the next dungeon, and they released the prison update. The prison was a really sick dungeon. It had 3 stories, an upper, a lower, and a regular. What does that mean? There are 3 bosses, Ariel, the Executioner, and Cosmo. And it was the second dungeon in the Tier 1 series. Recipes dropped on the floor. You didn't have to buy them with souls back then. We got another dungeon that very same year, 2011 still, Aristar Temple. What an awesome dungeon. We also got cool Christmas gear. There was 2 bosses. The first was a 4v4, a tank, a healer, a mage, and a ranger. The second was the big blue beast Cap, the dragon. Finally, we got a 1-year anniversary for Order in Chaos Online. Still around 1 year later, we got our first dungeon in the T2 series, out in the desert. The start of the awesome dungeons. It was GSL, the Gates of Selene. It was daytime back then. They released some new elements to gameplay as well for dungeons. This was a very different experience. Probably a lot of you guys haven't even seen it in the daytime, but now it's nighttime. The next update was even bigger. It was PvP Arena. 3 things packaged into one. It started with PvP Arena. It was really legitimate back then because we had no gems, no super duper buffs. Nobody even had PvP gear, so we were all in our dungeon gear fighting each other. 2v2, 4v4, 3 different arenas. 2 different more arenas were released 2 years later. But you got your points, you got your gear, similar to MMOs on the PC. That was the same update that mounts came out. Didn't have to walk around anymore. You can catch them, you can buy them, you can win them in arena with league gameplay. And the final dungeon in the Desert series, SPL, Sealing the Palace, a massive dungeon. It was like 30-40 minutes with some cool bosses, amazing mechanics, super hard. That capped off the Desert dungeons and the second last T2 dungeon. The best update of all time came next, when I tossed my orc and I made fish sticks to Mendel. Mendels are the best. It was a new race, it was a new starting zone. It was a new dungeon, the last T2 dungeon, where we fought for our legendary weapon. And what do you do when you get your legendary weapon and you get your T2 epic? Well, you reset the whole game, of course. We're not going to talk much about T3. It was a tough time in the game. But there was Metal Ziggurat. There was a whole mechanical phase. Metal Ziggurat, Abyssal Limitless Gears. And then we had the dungeon we ran 14 billion times. Flame Madness and Arcadian Force. We get the scanner so we could summon this girl, beat her, and get this weapon so we can go to the sky, Volaya Temple, go to the gutters, in the trenches, the sewers, FCL, Fate of Collapse, and then go to Rebirth of Faith and Tear Coast. For whatever reason, we're chasing down the Archbishop. They took away our weapon. We fought this monkey boss, dude. I don't even know where that screenshot came from. Sorry, guys. We fought the monkey boss. We got a better weapon. Battlefields were introduced. Season 3 gear came out. Notice I skipped Season 2 gear because of all those buffs. It was such a bad season. Season 3 gear and the start of the Flare series. The T4 gear that we're wearing right now comes from these dungeons. The first was Chasing Shadows. The second was Into the Darkness, where we got to fight the Hellspawn Barbarian. And then we went to Burnout the Night, where we fought Animon. Now we're all in Starlight Realm at the end game, of course. We're trying to take down this dude in the picture over here. Well, we're taking him down, but he's not dropping what we want him to drop. We're looking for the final legendary weapon. This update, Flame Knights came out, the brand new class. And that brings us to today. 4 years later, 2015, Order in Chaos Online. But that's not what we came here for. Thanks for bearing with me during our little trip down memory lane. We're here to talk about the brand new game. Recently announced and coming out really soon. It's Order and Chaos 2 Redemption. I'm really proud to be the OG streamer, the guy who's been with Order and Chaos since the beginning. So I'll be streaming this on Mobcrush every single day. You can catch me at mobcrush.com/fishsticksgaming, and I'd love to see you there. Order and Chaos Online starts Part 2, where Order and Chaos Online 1 finishes. You play the end of OCO 1 at the beginning of Order and Chaos 2, where a crucial mistake was made, something was destroyed, and the entire world basically blew apart. Order and Chaos Online takes place 600 years later into the future. Let's take a look at some of the concept art images for Order and Chaos 2. Here's the Sunken Hollows. It's the land of the elves, followed by the city of Cormyr. It's the mixed city where all the races combine. It's one of the capital cities in the game. Here's the home of the orcs, the land of the orcs. Look at the flying thing in the sky. I wonder if we get to see that. And the place where all the problems began. It's the Temple of the Primal Heart, the beginning of Order and Chaos 2. Let's look at some of the concept art for some of the dudes and dudettes. It's the elves. Look at the undead, the new undead. It's not out yet. It's not at launch. It's worth the wait. Here's some boss concept art images. Boss concept stuffs in your face. And the ever-loving Peace Mendel's. Here's some in-game screenshots for your face, of course. The Sunken Hollows, actual in-game images. Look at the graphics on this. Wow. Second is a starting location. It's called Mariner's Landing. It looks a lot like Belshul and Tier Coast. Looks amazing. The third is a place called the City of Cormyr. We saw concept art, and this is actual in-game shot from the City of Cormyr. Look at the graphics. Wow. Wow. Next place is called Trim Steps. No idea about anything having to do with this place, but it looks really beautiful. We got a brand new class. It's called the Death Knight. Think about the Warlock in WoW. OAC always tosses things up a little bit differently, but here's the PvE gear. And one of the biggest things to come to Order and Chaos 2, apart from absolutely everything, is a brand new race. New race hype. The race is called the Kraten or Kraten. I probably should have figured out how to pronounce it before I made the video, but you're stupid, fish. You remember the guys from SPL, from Salient in the Desert? Well, they were designed after that. They started small, they got a little bit bigger, and he still looks a little womanly in that shot, but look at this. He starts to get beefy and hulkier, and finally, you get to see what he looks like in the game. Wow. Holy crap. That's the Kraten race. Kraten. Here he is with his horses before he goes home to his wife Liza to take care of the kids. He's a peaceful Kraten, and he likes to read books under the tree. He also likes to hang out near his boat and goes sailing. I have no idea. I'm just looking at screenshots for the game, but he looks really cool. There he is in Mariner's Landing. Apparently they're allowed to start there as well. This is the brand new race. The Kraten. Kraten. Come on, fish. Here's a little sneak peek at the character select screen. Humans, Mendels, elves, both male and female. Look at the differences in the artwork and the graphics. There's the male orc, the female orc, the brand new Kraten. Gosh, what's it called? He looks amazing. You see him fist pump in the air? Sup, girl? Kraten in your face. Here's the different classes. You got the warrior, the ranger, and the monk, and the mage. And you also have the Death Knight, the brand new class. Wow. Here is a bright, shiny look at how to customize your character in the game. You can give them different faces and snouts, make them look super sexy or super... Nah, he always looks super sexy, doesn't he? But he's not scary, no. He's peaceful. He loves long walks on the beach. You can change his horns. You can give him short horns, long horns, broken horns, war-torn battle horns. You can change his color, make him pink or purple or red or blue, anything your little heart desires. It's Order and Chaos 2, where all your Kraten dreams come true, or something like that. Anyhow, we're going to do the Q&As now. Thanks for hanging around. Don't forget to hit the sub button, the like button. I answer all the questions if you ask. The first one is, can I export my characters from Order and Chaos 1 to Order and Chaos 2? And the answer is nope. Nope. No, it's a brand new game. You're starting all over again. Question, are there flying mounts? Anything having to do with mounts or pets are going to be for another day, another update. You're going to start the game off like a brand new dude with nothing. Walk through the world. It's important. Question, can you talk about world PvP and arena? Heck yeah. Expect to level your character before we worry about arena. It'll come in time. World PvP? Yes. Heck yes. It starts at end game, towards end game, close to end game. What's max level at launch, you ask? I'll tell you. It's 45. But don't think it's going to take you really quickly to get there. There's a lot of content in this game. In fact, there's over 100 hours of brand new content in this game at launch. What's the minimum requirements for the phones on the iOS side? iPhone 5 and up should be just fine. Anything lower is probably not a good idea. Question, how does the size and scope of OAC 2 compare to OAC 1? I will tell you, at launch, OAC 2 will have about half the amount of playable content as the entirety of OAC 1. That's a lot. Will Android and iOS launch at the same time? Probably. Yeah, if everything goes according to plan, but you never know with the app stores. It's always screwy like that. Are there any weather changes, etc. in the game? Good question. The answer is yes. Expect different weather conditions in different locations at different times. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Will there be dungeons at launch? Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be dungeons at launch. Heck yeah. Question. Do you have any other secret info? Sure, I'll give you some more secret info. The entire world will change as you play throughout the game, and there is completely different system for gearing up. Also, expect to be able to do more with your solo time than standing on a table in Greemon. Well, there is no Greemon, I don't think, in the new game, but you get the point. Guys, the last teaser I have, in case you needed something horrible and really quick, it's all I'm allowed to show you, so I slowed it down to super slow frame. Here is the only in-game shot that you're going to see, until I'm allowed to show you more, of course. So I really apologize for this. It's like super, super slow drag around. He barely gets around before you see the rest and it cuts off. But guys, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. You can find me in Ordered Chaos 1 on Arcadian Forest server. You can find me on Twitter at FishSticksGaming. Please subscribe to me at MobCrush or follow me on MobCrush at mobcrush.com/FishSticksGaming. It's where I stream every day, 5+ hours of Order and Chaos. And also, hit on my YouTube here, FishSticksGaming. Love your face. We'll see you guys soon.